All right, here we go. I don't have the intro screen on this time. So, I accidentally deleted the video off my phone when I was copying my pictures off earlier. Hello everyone, Nick Welker here from Welker Farms. Never get tired of saying that. So I got big news. We're done. We finished finally. Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. It's been a little bit since I've done a live stream. I can officially say we are done spring planting. It's wrapped up. That is a wrap. So that is very nice. I'm doing something on my computer right here in the office. I'm in the shop office right now. I'm making coffee on the Keurig back here in our mess of a coffee mess. I'll show you guys in a second. I have to go on the computer here, set something up. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. We're going to walk around and we're going to take a look at some of the equipment and see some of the damage that was done, the abuse that we put on everything. And then I was thinking we could do a quick crop tour and go drive and take a look at some of the emerged crops already. Some of it's already well out of the ground. So, hey everybody, welcome. I see someone's got 500 acres left. Keep going at it. You'll get there. It was, you know, I felt like we were doing a lot more acres than we ended up doing, but it still took a while. So, okay. Okay, all right, let's see here. What do we want to do? Well, first thing, I'm over here making see our mess. This is our coffee station. Stuff gets really messy when all you care about is crop seeding. I've got the DJI Osmos on right now, so on the wide angle lens, you guys will see this right here. So I need to pick something. Let's just grab one of these. I'm gonna try to drink coffee and do a live stream at the same time. But while I'm cooking this up, I'll show you guys real quick the map. Here is the map of the farm. So, right there is all the farm on the wall. We gotta add, there's another section right there that we don't have added. We gotta print it off and staple it or tape it to the wall like we've been doing. But basically, I'm about ready to take this Osmos off. Okay, figuring this thing out as my coffee's being made. Our farmyard is right here on this thumbtack right there, okay? So where we started, when we started seeding, was right up here. This is on the northwest side of Shelby. There's oops, okay, make sure I press the right buttons on this thing. There's an interstate right here. Shelby, Montana is all right there. So what we did is we started seeding peas up here, worked our way across, seeded peas all up in this area, and then when that all finished, we started the spring wheat right up here. Started seeding spring wheat all the way through all this, all the way down, around, and through there, and over here, and down all that, and then up here, did all this, and then we started on the very east side and worked our way this way, and we finished today. Oh, it feels good to say we finished. Right here, we split this field. This was a full piece of peas last year. We cut it in half, so we seeded this side of it. I went ahead and added the numbers up, and everything from end to end looks like we cropped about 5,800 acres. So it was a little less than I thought, actually a lot less. I thought we had about another 500 acres in that. But that's with about 1,000 acres of peas, you know, and a good 4,800 acres, 4,900 acres of spring wheat. And then, of course, we have some chickpeas in here as well. So this is all spring wheat all throughout here. Spring wheat, spring wheat, spring wheat. We don't have any winter wheat this year. Peas are all up here. That all has bad cell service. That's one reason why I haven't live streamed that. And then our chickpeas are right on this piece right here. So is my coffee done? This Osmo. I'm trying to figure this thing out. I don't know. Maybe this is a bad idea doing this thing. Okay. All right, let's go take a look at the... This is gonna get tricky. Holding coffee in one hand and the camera in the other. Keep wanting to turn to the left. All right, let's walk over to the buds. Oh, it's beautiful outside. It is a gorgeous day. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're all pretty beat. It's been a bit of a ride. All the breakdowns, you guys saw it. The injectors, hydraulic valves blowing up, differentials coming apart in trucks. Actually, it wasn't a differential, it was really a splitter. So it's just been and we've had a lot of issues with air drills, electronic issues. It's just how it seems to always go every year. But you know, you just keep knocking acres out as you can. So reason why we don't seed all the acres on that map is because we let some of it sit fallow, because we're not always guaranteed enough water in this land to grow a good crop every year. So traditionally what farmers have done in this part of Montana is they let one piece of land sit fallow for 1 year. They don't farm it. So that's what these buds are sitting on right here, as you can see. And Big Brute are sitting on fallow ground. I've already just sprayed this out. It's already killed all the growth on it. So the plan is this ground will soak up moisture from the snow of this fall coming, this winter, all the rain of the summer, and then we'll seed this to crop next year. So we'll start with this one. Here's the Save the Day bud. This is our 600, our 1979 Series 3 525 50. It's at 600 horse. Needs a paint job. It's gonna get it here eventually soon. Pretty much only was used to pull other stuff out. We did hook the plow up once. I did a live stream when I did that and plowed a field. I did hook the heavy harrow to it as well, and I heavy harrowed ahead some acres, hoping that it would fix a little bit of the problem that they were having with the straw building up in the air drills, but it didn't. So we didn't use that. But you can see it's got some mud on it. I found some mud the other day. Not a lot. None of these have been washed yet, so we gotta do some washing. But it's nice to have another tractor. A third tractor is always a must when you're doing this. Here's our 1-inch cable. It's 100 feet of a 1-inch, and this thing weighs a ton. It's a pain to carry around, but this is what we use for pulling stuff out. We haven't broke it yet, so it's nightly tied around the back of this. So that's the thing. Whenever we get a call, this thing takes off in the field, gets out there, pulls it out, and goes back. So, but it is eventually, it technically can run an air drill, and we have ran an air drill on it, but we need to do some work to the hydraulics to really get it set properly. This Osmo is really slow at turning. There we go. Okay. So here's our Series 1. This is the N14 435. Originally was an HN 250, and then it got upgraded to a 350, and now it's a 435. It's a 1971, and as you can see, I don't know if you guys saw the pictures, but we got her pretty stuck. It was really stuck. It was probably the second worst stuck tractor I've ever seen on the farm. I'm sure it's been like done before. See the mud on the side of the fender well there, or the fuel tank? That's how deep it was. And it just broke through. I have got a video coming of that. It was unbelievable. He wasn't even seeding. He was just turning around to avoid mud, and he was going back up a hill. He was actually up a hill, not down on the bottom. And all of a sudden, it just fell through like a sheet of ice, almost. And this is the one that gave us all the trouble with the injectors. That's pretty much the biggest problem we had with it. Basically what happened was there was a crack. You know what? Let me hold it like this. This Osmo is kind of giving me some trouble. So I'm just going to take it out of it, because I was hoping this Osmo would be a better device for doing live streams with, but you can see right now it's just not going to work very good for this kind of stuff. So let me pull this phone out of here. Sorry guys. Okay, putting the Osmo in my pocket. We're gonna just leave it in there. We'll do a live stream like this. Okay, let's use my phone. All right, that's better. So there was a crack right up here. You can see all the fuel around it. You can't really tell where it's at. That's just from fuel vapors and filling this up with diesel. The dirt just accumulates on there. But there was a crack right here, and what happened is this fuel tank's got a little bit of slope in it. So rainwater and snow would pool up here, and it'd run down and drop down inside the fuel tanks in this crack right here. And so what happened over the years, we didn't know, it was building up a layer of water in the fuel tank. A lot of water, like gallons and gallons of water. And until last year, we didn't know and started running rough, and then we found it. And by then it was already too late, and the injectors had already sucked a bunch of water through them. And so that's why now the injectors are going out right and left. So we got a whole new set of injectors. We haven't put them in yet. But we robbed the injectors out of a truck for temporarily to get us by, so we get the acres in. Now that that's done, we can get the new injectors in it and run. We've had some issues with the fans in the back here. We've got some hydraulic coolers back here. We've mounted these things all over the place and finally decided the back is the best place for them. Sometimes the fans will kick on, sometimes they won't. It's been kind of a bugger. There's a pile of mud right there in the back. That's gonna be fun to clean off. This stuff turns to like concrete, so it's gonna be a bugger to get off. We've only had 2 injectors go out on the bud, just 2, which is nice. Let's see here. So one of our main problems with this air cart has been these motors on the backside. Let's see here. Let's go around over here. I'll walk around the whole thing. We had one press wheel bearing go out and had to get that fixed. It wasn't terrible. For those of you that run these kind of air drills, don't even bother trying to pull these press wheels off with a jack or a hand or some kind of a press or anything. Just don't do it. You got to take a plasma cutter, you got to cut the whole wheel off from the center, then cut the inside shaft, then heat it up, and it'll pop off and split. And then when you fix the bearing, put it all back together and weld it all back up. That's honestly the fastest way. We've done probably over 30 of them. And so it's not worth the hassle of trying to do it on your own. It just isn't without cutting it. So back to where we were. Okay, so over here, you can see this little wiring job we got going on here. My poor dad, this was his bud. He was running this guy. He ran this tractor here, put more acres on than all of our machines. It was seeding them a lot. The other one was broke down at times, and even though the injectors went on this, we had this one in the field the most. These meters, there's 3 tanks on this. 1, 2, 3. Typically we run seed in the front tank and fertilizer in the back too. Well, this front tank is extremely important that it meters correctly because that's our seed. So what we've been having trouble with is this roller is just not rolling correctly, and now it won't even turn with it plugged into the front controller. We've tried everything. We've tried everything from the torque motor. We've tried everything from replacing the electric assist motor here. The bearings are good, as you can see. I can turn it by hand. There's no reason or rhyme or reason other than something in one of the computers went out. So what he did is they spliced together and made a cable to plug it into the second tank controller to run the front. So the computer thinks that the second tank's running, but actually the second tank was running the front, and then he just had to unplug it and plug it back into each other depending on which fertilizer he was running. That's how we got through seeding. It works. We got to figure out what's going on with this. Something is weird, and it drove him crazy. He had this thing in the yard often trying to fix that problem. Really hard. So yeah, they're good air drills. We've had a lot of success. Pretty much all the new air drills have used ideas and stuff off these flex coils and are similar, but you know, and you can buy these cheap now. They're dime a dozen, but there's definitely some problems with the electronics and hydraulics. It can get frustrating at times. This one ran pretty good, same thing, kind of had some issues with some of the rollers, but it wasn't as bad. We had most of that fixed. Got a lot of hydraulic leaks, as you can see. We've been slowly replacing. These are new hoses, as you can tell. Constantly replacing new hoses on these. They're just about to that age where they're starting to go bad. This one, we had a lot of issues with the blockage system on it. It turns out that the blockage system we have on both of these is on the same network, and that should not be the case. So hopefully here we're gonna get a whole new set and replace them all, so that way they won't be on the same SSID and they won't interfere with each other, because that's what's going on. We lost a bunch of shanks on this. This drill has a lot more acres on it than the other one, so these have been breaking, the shanks. Right about there is where they bust typically. So they've been popping off in the field. So, but if we have a spare drill, actually, we've been robbing off. That's why a couple of these are red, if you can see the red in there. So that's what we've been doing with that. You guys are all telling us to get new drills. You know, I'll tell you what, we would love to get new drills, but until we pay off some land, we're not getting new drills, because paying land off is first and foremost priority on this farm. You can run junky material or equipment, which these aren't junky, they just need some work. But you have to run old stuff if you want to buy land in this country. You can't afford, you got to pick one or the other. Either you want nice equipment and not many acres, and then eventually you go out, or you add acres to the farm and you run older equipment to save. So the other problem that we had with this one was, you can see this oily mess right here. Typically, our fan is not ran. Here's our flow diverter right here, flow control valve, it's just covered. Typically our fan is not ran from anything back here. We have 2 big lines that run from a special flow controller up underneath the cab, which is ran off, pump on the front. That all there is its own system. Well, right early in the season seeding peas, we unhooked this air drill because when the truck differential went out, we were going to use this bud to pull it up the hill. Well, somehow the valve got left open barely, and what ended up happening is the pressure relief valve didn't give, and it deadheaded the system and blew apart this 1.25 inch block that we have. It's not this one. This is a spare. This is a 3/4 inch spare or block that we had. The other block I'll show you is up in the frame in the front where it originally was. Blew it apart, literally split the casting in half. Well, there wasn't even one of those in the state. We went everywhere, could not find one of those. Called every place we could think of, and no one had an 1.25 inch diverter valve because they're like not that common. That's huge. 1.25 inch is gigantic. So we went ahead, Scott, leg arms, fortunately, quickly replumbed some stuff. We put this 3/4 inch here. It plugs in up here. So we just been switching the hoses every time we go to wing up. This valve body's not working at the moment, so we weren't able to use it because something stuck in the valve body up front. That happened after we had it rebuilt. We've never had it actually working. We usually only need three of these, but this time we could use 4. So anyways, that was kind of a hassle, but it works. We got it working. The fan was running. It stayed cool. It was putting product down. That's all that matters. Here's the other big problem we had with this thing. You can see this tire is some Power Mark. And then this one up here is a Firestone. You can see the diamond tread, or not diamond tread, sorry. The Terra tire look on the front is a little different than the ones on the back here. These are like a Dynatorque almost. We had 2 tires go out on us in this bud during the season. They were already, we knew they were rotting, they were dry rotting. If you guys can see, I'll show you cracks on this one. See right there? This one's not bad at all, the other one had a lot worse. What's happening is it's getting cracks developing right here around the tread. And eventually those cracks work their way all the way inside, and when they do, what happens is they pinch the tube, and when the tube pinches, then you lose a tube. And once that happens, there's nothing you can do because it's so close to the sidewall, you can't put a boot in there. Normally you can put a boot if it's like in the center. A boot's a big piece of rubber with sticky stuff all over it. It sticks inside and protects, and that'll last a while. We've done that before. So you're pretty much out of luck when that goes bad. Well, we had this set of tires. We wanted to wear them out because it's $20,000 to put a set of tires on this tractor, just about. So you gotta use tires as long as you can, because I mean, look at all that tread on there. That's terrible for that tire to just go out like that and have all this tread left on it. I mean, there's 50% left tread on that. But fortunately, Wonkin Farms had a couple of these laying around. They had just changed tires on a tractor, and that's a, you know, fully functioning tire. It's wore down, but it's fully functioning. So we've gotten 2 from them so far. Leg Arms has taken tires on and off this thing probably, I don't know, 10 times. So we got that done. But otherwise, this tractor ran like a champ. That new KTA engine is just a beast. 525 horsepower, no issue at all. This tractor only got stuck once. That was me. And it wasn't stuck bad. It was just barely spinning in the wheels, and it just couldn't go anywhere. The cart was full. So that's when, that was that actually video I posted a while back. That's the only time this one got stuck. You can see some mud all over everything. This was covered in mud. We've chipped it off. These tires throw mud on these ladders that we built. So that was a bit of a deal, but overall, you know, this one ran well. It just, the reason this one didn't get as many acres on it is because we only had 3 guys for a lot of seeding. We had 4 for a while. We had a guy we had hired. He did some rolling for us. It was awesome. That really saved us. After we were doing our peas, he was running the land roller on them. But we ended up having a contract of wheat that was due this week. The train at the elevator literally is getting loaded either right now or was last night. And they needed the wheat really bad. So we parked this tractor, and Leg Arms got in the truck, which is parked way back here somewhere, and he just started hauling grain. That seems unheard of, to park an air drill in the middle of seeding season to haul grain, but we had to do it. We had to get it in. I was running Big Brute the entire season almost. I'll get over there in a minute with that thing. That's where I pretty much lived the last few weeks. So this one sat a bunch while the grain was getting hauled, but it did get some use. We finally got her going, and it went, and so it's yeah, it was nice. So, but we probably could have finished. We started seeding the 28th of April, and I bet you we probably could have finished a week ago, at least a week earlier, if we hadn't had all these problems happen. There goes someone in the truck taking off. I don't know who that is. So let's go over to the Brute real quick. The Brute has been awesome. I finally got him stuck the other day. I didn't think it was possible. Actually, I've heard it's very possible with those things. I went through a lot of mud with that thing, and it's amazing how well it floats across mud. I know there's many times where the Apache would have gotten stuck and this thing wouldn't. But it was just a weird spot, a low spot. I just happened to hit it just right. I was going slow because I thought there was a ditch in the middle. And when the rear tires dropped in, they just started to sink. And it didn't go all the way to the axle. It hit a base, but it just couldn't pop out of the rut that it made. There was just a spot there. So we had to bring in the Series 3 butt again and hook on real easy. It didn't even hardly take much pull at all. It just popped right out of the mud hole. It was just a little spot there. And so they got these nice tow hooks in the front. You can see right there. That comes standard on these Case Titans. So that's a heavy piece of iron right there. That's like 1.25 inches or something. That's bigger than an inch. Welded right to the frame, so it's real easy to hook onto. The Brute has been awesome. I've probably have over 10,000 acres on it so far. I've sprayed the whole farm over, end to end. Every acre that can grow a crop on this farm, I have sprayed with this thing. And it's done all of it. We didn't even have the Apache out. We got the Apache ready, but we didn't have anyone to run it, so I just kept running this. And yeah, I've put 3 or 4 tanks of fuel in it. You know, I don't know how many thousands of gallons we've ran, but it's been a very nice machine. I love it. Oh, the speed is nice. The road speed, the ride, the sound, it's quiet. The turbo is just this light squeal in the background. It's just awesome. You know, and the way the booms are, the visibility inside the cab, this gap between your tank and your cab means you can see way back at an angle. You know, a lot of sprayers, you got the tank right behind the cab and you can't even see anything back there. You know, it's just a really nice machine. I know I keep bragging it out, but I'll tell you what, this is good. But there's things that need to be done. There's a nasty fuel leak right here. You kind of could see it. There's a rail. It's like a common rail. I don't know. It's this. I didn't know what it was, but there's this kind of square, almost looks like a square tubing or some kind of, and it runs all the way across the heads. And I believe that's what feeds the injectors. And somewhere up underneath here, it is leaking, and it started leaking diesel. And I just kept going. I didn't care. It was dripping out along. Diesel's cheap in the end, so I just kept going. It wasn't worth messing with. That's something we'll fix later. Another leak, which we knew was there originally, was this oil filter assembly here. Something behind where it bolts to the block. There must be a gasket that's bad, and it slowly drips engine oil down right here. And it's leaked a little bit out. I've had to add a little bit of oil to it along. Not a lot, but it's enough to leave a little mark on the ground every time. You can see some splattering back here and stuff. So that's on the list of things to do to the Brute. We got to take this assembly off, fix that gasket up, put the assembly back on, and then of course that rail on the other side, that common rail I think is what it is. Get that fixed, find out where that's leaking diesel, and then all that's done. This thing has a lot of, see my, I did an experiment. I wanted to see what happened when you filled the fuel tanks up 100% full. Because I hadn't filled them. I've been slowly filling them up more and more each time. I just wanted to make sure, you know, you hate to put a full tank of fuel in something you've never tried before and then have it leak somewhere, or if we didn't build our bracket strong enough and have the tank start breaking off, or just something. So I just haven't ever filled them up full. Where am I at right now? You can see I got diesel right up to, it's behind the ladder step right here. It's like right there. So the other day I went ahead and just filled them all the way up to almost to the top. I put it like right there. And I wanted to see if these caps, which have pressure relief, rubber springs on them, they got a little spring there and a seal that keeps it in. Well, it obviously built up enough pressure with it sloshing back and forth that it popped a little fuel out on each side. So next time I fill it, I won't fill it quite that full. It was more or less an experiment. A lot of mud. It's got mud caked all over in here. I'm gonna have a fun time pressure washer and everything. We're gonna be washing everything for probably a whole day. There's mud all over the place. We have a hydraulic leak right here. Somehow this pipe thread must not have had enough sealant on it or something, enough pipe dope or some Teflon tape. Slowly oozing out and dripping down there, so you can see it's all wet right here. I tried just putting some gasket sealer, clean up real good and put gasket sealer around, hoping it would hold, but it didn't. So we got to take all this off, fix that. There's another leak. This is the biggest hydraulic leak. You can see that right there on the ground. It's this block right here. It's a low pressure block that returns back to the hydraulic tank. But somehow this fitting right there is leaking. I tried tightening on it. It didn't even budge. So it's leaking somewhere. We got to fix that. That's the biggest hydraulic leak on this thing. So there's a bunch of oil leaks that need to be fixed. There's also another leak back here. And you know, these oil leaks weren't crucial, you know, and it just drips along. adding a couple of dollars of oil here and there is not the end of the world if you want to get done. That's something we can fix later. If it were like a big leak pouring on the ground, you got to fix it. This sight glass here is leaking. That's a temperature. It's got a temperature gauge in there, a little thermometer. Somewhere there's probably O-rings behind this. Somewhere the O-rings are leaking and it's leaking a little bit of oil down that. That's things we never changed when we got this truck. We just, you know, thought they were fine. So this oil level, I had it full. It's down to right there. So during 10,000 acres, it leaked out probably 10 gallons of oil maybe. I don't know if it's not that much, probably 5 gallons of oil. So we got to drain it down a couple more inches. Then we can take that sight glass off and put a new gasket in there. What else is going on in here? A little muddy. She's not too bad. I've driven through some pretty deep water with this thing, and it's held up really well. You see the mud scrapers on the wheels. We left them on. I guess they're doing a good job. They're scraping the mud off. Roading this thing is awesome. I've been getting around 40 to 50 mile an hour everywhere I go when I'm on the road. The boom been holding up really good. We went ahead and put these twin fan T-Jet nozzles on it. I really like them. It sprays fans in 2 directions. So when you're going over the plant, and not only does it hit it from one angle as you go with the front, so this is the plant, it'll hit if this is the plant right here, as you spray across, it'll hit this side, and then when it goes to the other side, the back jet, which is spraying the other way, will hopefully hit the back side of the plant. So it gives you more coverage, a little more efficient use of your chemical. We've got to put a rubber mat across this whole back here. These mud flaps aren't big enough. It just kicks a lot of mud up. It's just not enough. So what we got to do, and the Wall Farms with theirs, they've already done this, is you got to take cattle mats and you cut them just right and you hang them so literally there's just a giant mud flap across the whole back here. And that would prevent a lot of this dirt accumulation from getting picked up here. I've sprayed all these fields with the Brute and I don't see any green growing in the tire tracks. I was a little worried about dust. You know, I have a little bigger nozzles in the back here behind the tire tracks, and nothing's growing. So 5 gallon work. I was doing 24 ounces of Roundup at 5 gallon work with a little bit of Latigo. We're doing 7.5 ounces of Latigo as well per acre. It's got dicamba and 2,4-D in it. And that combination has just fried everything. We had some kochia that's getting real resistant here, so we've been knocking it hard at the beginning. But everything else was really good. This 3-inch system's awesome. What else in here? Cruise control on this thing still needs fixed. I've kind of got it figured out where I can sort of use it, but it needs fixed. The decelerator, I got to take it into a diesel shop where they can reprogram the transmission. It only decelerates down to 1,500 RPM. I really would like it to go down to 1,000. So when I go through ditches and things, I can press it and it'll slow me down. Yeah. So otherwise, I still got to get some idler wheels on these booms. I was going to do that, but I hadn't had a chance. So that's the equipment, guys. That's not the trucks, but these are the workhorses that I've gotten it all done. See, like right here, that little kochia right there growing. That guy is a pest. And I'm hoping that those little guys got fried when I sprayed across here. This one doesn't show much sign of being hurt. I just sprayed this field not too long ago. That one's got some leaves on it that are starting to turn yellow. It's those little buggers like that we're trying to get. So, but right now it looks pretty clean. All the grasses are dead, nice and killed. Oh, I'm tired. That was good though. You know, a lot of our friends, some of our friends are still seeding, and you know, there's a lot of guys that are still out in the field. Some guys have barely even gotten started. You know, we're fortunate to be done as far as we have now. So that's awesome. So I'm walking back to the shop. I'm gonna grab my my other phone charger because this Osmo, it's cool. It just doesn't really work for this kind of thing that I'm doing. So we'll go to something else. And I can read some of you guys' comments too. Let's see what else. Can't wait until the map comes out. You guys excited for that map? Does this look kind of familiar from that video I did? I threw that video together really quickly one evening. I didn't have much time. I stayed up till 2 in the morning editing it, and I really wanted to get a teaser video out there for everybody, and for Mappers Paradise especially too, because they've been putting a lot of hard work into that map, and they deserve a video, and that's kind of my alley, making a video. So it wasn't quite, I guess, as perfected as I'd want it to be. I had other ideas. I wanted to do better filming, maybe set the farm up a little more accurate, but I didn't have enough time to do all that. So it was still fun though. It's a good video, and I feel like my acting is terrible too. I need to go to acting school, right? Okay, I'm going back in the shop here. Let me grab one of my box of goodies here and grab my my other charger. You can see I'll show you guys here. There's my special case that I carry everywhere. Everything's always being plugged into the wall. I'm constantly charging. Everything's charging. So this is my battery pack for the phone. I'm gonna slip it in here real quick. Hopefully I don't disconnect anybody. We'll see if I can do this without dropping anything. There we go. I should have just left on that from the beginning. Okay, perfect. And then I gotta press a little button on the back here, and then that'll start charging my phone. There we go. Okay, let's go back out. Actually, let me grab my sunglasses. Let's do a quick crop tour, guys. I got 480 of you. Let's drive out to the field. Oh, let's turn the Keurig off. I don't need that on. We'll drive out to the field here, and let's take a look at the crop. I haven't even been out yet. I literally have not even seen, besides just driving by the fields, I haven't even had a chance to dig around. We just finished seeding literally this morning. Actually, it was about noon. So let me take this out for a spin. Fallman's is running great. Oh, I had to, did a nasty job, but I had to remount this bumper on here. It was coming off. This heavy bumper was attached to the factory bumper mounts. Well, they were breaking apart. They couldn't take the torque of this bumper, so it's welded. It's bolted, but I built new brackets and they're welded solid to the frame. So now we can hook onto stuff, yank on it, pull. It was, yeah, that bumper was it was about ready to come off on its own. So I figured it was time it needed fixed. So we had one day where it rained. I had a little bit of time and quickly rigged that up. Oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, it's hot in here. It's about 80 degrees out right now, and it's humid. We've gotten quite a bit of rain the last few weeks. It's been awesome. You know, it's right in the middle of seeding, but that's fine. I'd rather take rain and have it delay you from seeding than no rain and have it dry. So a lot of America right now is really hurting for water. In the southern states, you know, they're already behind quite a bit. A lot of the crops are already pretty far along. So even if they got rain right now, I don't know how much it'd help them. But yeah, I got dirt all over the windshield on this thing. Okay, let's go take a look at the chickpeas first. How about that, guys? Got her in a nice high gear. I could find a pickup for that video I did, the teaser for the farming map. That's coming out here of our farm, Mapper's Paradise. Been working on that map, and so I found a brand new F350 mod with a nice flatbed on it that looked like this pickup, so that's what I used. It's pretty close to what this pickup looks like, but obviously a lot newer. But yeah, we love this pickup. I keep saying it every time I get in it, but we love this pickup. It's awesome. This thing's a champ. A couple things here and there I gotta still do to it, but otherwise it's a workhorse, and it's got way more power than we need. Really significant turbo lag, but once you get over that 2,000 RPM and you start laying into it and that boost picks up, this thing just rips. There's that lake right over here. People call it Welker Lake. It's about a mile long. About a mile. There's probably 140 acres underwater right there, maybe. 130 acres. Maybe not quite that much. I bet it's less than that. I bet it's about 80. And here's where we were getting all of our seed fertilizer the whole season. Those two white Meridian hoppers were full of fertilizer. We actually had to have more fertilizer brought out and dumped in one of them because we were getting low. And then we have two other hoppers back there. We had our spring wheat seed in and another, so it's just, and the grain vac is set up right now, so as leg arms is pulling out when he's hauling grain. This is the first time looking at chickpeas on our farm. I seeded these 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago, something like that. I don't even remember what day. 2.5 weeks ago. And I haven't even been out here to look at them yet, so let's take a peek. This is what I've been trying to kill. What's tansy mustard? That's called a tansy mustard right there. It's not like a terrible plant. It kills pretty easy, but there was just a ton of it across the farm this year. A lot of grass down there. You can see where I sprayed. See it's turning yellow. I don't know if you guys could tell where I made my pass with Big Brute right here. So here's the chickpeas. I did a live stream a while back, when I was spraying this actually. These are a little different. They don't look at all like peas. Let me switch my camera to a little better camera here. And one more. There we go. So that's a chickpea. There's the chickpea seed right there. I don't know if you guys can see that plane right there. That's 6547 Golf. That's a little Cessna 150 that I fly, or at least I used to fly when I had my Currency. It's a nice little airplane. It's like made, I think it's the 1965, I think is the year it was made. It's a good flying plane, so the owner of that right now must be taking people out for flying. Only 100 horsepower. So you can see the seed is it already split apart, and then it sprouted this guy. So it looks like it all came up pretty good. This is new to us. This is our first time doing chickpeas. It's only 100 acres here. There's not that much. If it's been land rolled, that's why the furrows are kind of mashed down. You know, hard to say. This area here has been driven on because it's the corner of the field, so it's hard to say on the stand. I see like some areas it doesn't look like it's come up as well. But I suspect as you get over the hill, like right here, here's some tire tracks. You see there's nothing here. This ground is actually pretty hard. Yeah. I need to get a tool to dig in this. And see if I could find a seed or a sprout of a seed trying to push its way through. I don't really have anything to dig in there. But there's some right here that came up, so that's good. We have to keep a close eye on chickpeas. From what we understand, they're very susceptible to disease, so there's a good chance we'll be spraying them probably soon. I'm sure there's guys that are watching that have handled chickpeas a lot more than we have, so they would have a lot better understanding. But we know some guys around here that have done it for a couple years, and we're gonna keep our eyes on it, keep a close look. Oh, they are a little viney. See that? I just looked at that. You see all little vines? That's kind of like a pea plant. Those little vines grab on stuff and wrap around, so they'll hook on to items as they grow. Interesting. Okay, well, right across the field right here is spring wheat. Let's go take a look at that. This was probably a week and a half ago when we seeded this. And I see green down the furrows. So it's up. I had to pre-spray everything before they seeded it. So I came through here a good 2 weeks ago and sprayed all this with the Brute. We'll get out, and I usually like walking out past the double seeded end and get out to where, because these are the headlands, you have to seed this twice to get your skips when you turn around. But right here, from here on, is the normal field. So let's change the camera again. Oh yeah, I'd say there's probably 4.5 inches of growth on some of these. Looks like a pretty good stand coming up. It's had plenty of water raining on it the last few days, or well, weeks I should say. Every week we've had about one good rain, it seems like, since we've been seeding. So this ground has never had a chance to get real hard. And so all the wheat was able to push through and come up. There's a seed right there. You guys can see that. Right there. You can see a little treat on it, a little red. So that's a spring wheat kernel right there. It's a shame we didn't have any winter wheat in. I really wish we would have. It's the price is going sky high at least for the most part. I think today it closed before Memorial Weekend at 570 something a bushel, which is the highest I've seen winter wheat in a while. But it's hard to say if it'll be like that during harvest. So this crop here, you can see now in the next 3 months, is going to grow to be about waist high, and it'll be ready to harvest probably first or second week of August, depending on the summer. If it's a real hot summer, dry, it'll be sooner than that. But if we get some rain along and it's not a ridiculously hot summer like last year, you know, it'll probably be the second week of August by the time we're in here to harvest this. So I was hoping for a 45 bushel spring wheat crop. That's what I'm talking about. Who knows? Time will tell. We don't know what's going to happen. There we go. I'm back. Okay. Let's walk back over to the truck. And then we're going to go over to a little bit of a mistake we made. I would go all the way up to the pea ground, the yellow peas, but it's kind of, I showed you guys earlier in this video on the map. It's down in an area that is below the cell tower line of sight, and cell service really drops off. And I'm unable to live stream there. So we're going to go to about 60 acres over here where we had a little bit of seed left, pea seed, and we decided to just go ahead and seed it out. Well, somehow, because that wasn't initially our plan to seed that land, all three of us forgot about it. We forgot to roll it, and I forgot to put pre-emergent spray down on it. So there's weeds growing in it, and it's rough. But it's only 60 acres, which in the grand scheme of 1,000 acres of peas really isn't a make or break situation. It's still gonna grow a crop. We just might have to deal with some weeds when it comes harvest season. So I'll run over there real quick. All right, let's see here. We'll drive through our yard. We had to bring our nice 13-inch auger over to load more fertilizer back in the hopper, and we hate to use that nice 13-inch for fertilizer because fertilizer is really corrosive, but that was the best auger we had at the time. We needed something quick, so we quickly hooked it up to the 7140 and used that. So I got some junk wild oat cleanings. I'm gonna run through it before we put it away, so that way it doesn't develop any rust on anything in the inside. It's a Harvest International 82-foot 13-inch auger. You see all the fertilizer on the ground there? Nice little spills. We dropped our Mauer grain trailer. We had some seed in it. When we got that green Ford stuck, the green seed truck, we quickly put it in the back of this that one day. Well, then we had to get it out of this, so I brought it over here. We had to unhook it because we used that Peterbilt that was pulling it to take the injectors out. So that's just sitting here. We pulled all the seed out of that. These two hoppers are both 2,200 bushels each. That had most of our spring wheat seed. So all these bins are empty now. They were full of winter wheat and spring wheat, and now they're all gone. So that is good to have done. So over by Welker Lake here is our pea ground. There's going to be a lot of grass growing in this, but fortunately with peas and pulses, you can you could spray on top of the peas a grass herbicide that is compatible with the peas. They're not vulnerable to it. So I'll be able to kill all the cheatgrass, all the volunteer, any foxtail. Looks like there's a bunch of grass growing in here. This all should have been dead from me spraying when I should have sprayed this earlier, but since I didn't get to it, this is gonna be something I'll probably spray real soon here. I gotta find out what stage is okay to spray it, and then I'll go in and get some chemical. We'll stop right here next to Welker Lake. Shut that off. So this is the best place I can go to show you guys how the peas are doing. Our disaster. So you can see there's a lot of broadleafs growing in here. All this stuff should have been dead. That pre-emergent should have taken care of this. I was gonna put some Roundup down with some Spartan, and that would have knocked all that down, and then it would have been a fresh start. This is basically, for all the organic people out there, what organic peas would have looked like if we would have used no herbicides. You would have growth everywhere. And all these plants are way ahead of the peas. The peas are these little guys right down here. You can see them, these little things? Yeah, they're way behind. So this tansy mustard here, there's probably kochia, wild oats, all that stuff is gonna get way tall and it's gonna choke out the peas. That's why we have to spray stuff. There are ways to organic farm. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it should look more like this right here. I mean, there shouldn't be hardly any growth. It should be just peas, but throughout this field, there's areas here, like right here. You know, all this is all volunteer growing here, I think, or this might be oats. I could dig up a plant and see what this is. This looks like almost like a wild oat, but yeah, dig down, find out what it is. You dig down, you can grab the seed kernel here. Gotta get deep enough so I don't rip it off. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, that's right there. It's a wild oat. So that's wild oats. You can barely see the shell. So all that green stuff right there is wild oats growing. And we're not gonna be able to kill that. That's gonna be in the crop when it's done because that's a grass. Oh wait, sorry. No, take that back. Backwards. No, we'll be able to kill that. That's good. We can kill the wild oats. So all that green, typically all that green we can take care of. It's this stuff we can't, because this is considered a broadleaf. There's really two categories of, there's more than that, but for us, there's two categories of plants on this farm. There's grasses, which are like wild oats, wheat, durum, barley, all that kind of stuff. And they're all in the same family, and Roundup is lethal to them. Okay, and then there's broadleafs, and I think they call them broadleafs because the leaves aren't really tall, the leaves are bigger. Broadleafs would be like this tansy mustard right here, or these peas. Well, broadleaf chemical will kill all those, but it won't mess with the wheat or the grasses. And then the grass herbicide will hurt the grass herbicide, but won't mess with these. If you put too much on on all of it, it'll still damage anything. But it's all within a certain amount. Like you see all this right here. This is what is that? It's I should know the name of that. Growing there. It's not cheatgrass. There's a term for that stuff. But the pea plants, it looks like they're doing pretty good. The peas gets all these little vines, and the vines wrap around anything around them. They're like a vine pretty much. These little feelers here. So they'll grow up and they'll wrap around all this stuff, and then eventually when it grows tall, it'll probably be about 2 feet above the ground in its mature state before it ripens down, and it'll all be interwoven with each other. And you like walk through it and they all move. It's really kind of bizarre. Peas are kind of a neat plant. They're pretty cool. But you can see, stick down here. Let me grab without breaking too much of it. There we go. Let's see if we can find that peep. I already broke it off. Wait, is it right there? No, I broke it off. Got to dig down deep enough to get underneath it. Let's try it again. Let's try that one. That one too. They go really far. Peas have a big shoot that runs down. I'm not sure how many inches it goes down, and then it spreads out and goes horizontal across the ground. They're not really a deep-rooted plant. Grasses go way down. Grasses can go down as far as 6 feet, probably. I think they found, I think it's winter wheat. They found winter wheat roots that have gone down as far as 6 feet. Pulses, you know, they're probably 20 inches deep or something like the max root depth. So it doesn't pull the submoisture that you would normally have from grasses. Here's our lake. We call this Bird Crap Pond because a few years back I went wakeboarding in it with a four-wheeler along the edges of it, and we pulled me wakeboarding, and it was all fun and games until I got out, and then I started to smell a nasty bird feces all over me that I didn't really know was there until afterwards, because we had about 5,000 swans and geese and ducks that were in this a couple years ago, and they spent about 3 weeks out here. Well, during that time they did their business in here and it turned it, so we called it Bird Crap Pond. Well, it doesn't smell that bad now. We haven't had nearly the birds migrating in here. There's a bunch of ducks and stuff out here, loons, still a bunch of stuff in it. But I'm tempted, I have a feeling the center of this could be a couple feet deep, and if it is, I'm this close to putting a wave runner in it. I'm really tempted to. We'll see. I don't know. I need to go get some swimming trunks on and walk out there a ways and just see how deep it is, because that would just be, I don't know, it'd be really fun to be able to go. Not everyone has a nice lake in front of their, or next to their house like that, so I want to use it while it's there. Let's do a little bit of wakeboarding in there, huh? If it's 3 or 4 feet deep, that'd be plenty for a wave runner. Actually, they can do a little shallower than that, but you might suck a rock up or two. Looks like we got some fresh, these badger mounds. I saw a badger the other day running off the road. Yeah, these are badgers. Oh yeah. That's a badger mound. If he came out, you guys would get a little thrill, as I'd be booting him with my boot. So badgers, similar to the honey badger, are very vicious. And they won't typically come out to get you unless they feel threatened. You have to corner them or something to get them upset. They pry on gophers and mice and small critters, so that's good. But the problem is they dig these huge mounds, these big old holes in the fields. And when you hit these with your tractor or sprayer going 15 miles an hour, it gives you a pretty good ride. So we don't like badgers. They're a nuisance. They're just digging machines. They just make holes all over the place. Who knows where that one is, if it's even there or not. This year I've seen a badger, white-tailed deer, mule deer, antelope, skunk, gophers, fox, a couple foxes, bunch of birds, owls, hawks, one big eagle, a lot of migratory birds, and but I never saw a coyote, and that's crazy. So we usually have coyotes out here, but I think the numbers are down this year from trappers. So that's one good thing, though. I'm not a huge fan of coyotes. They prey on small game, which is good. I should say game. They prey on like gophers and rabbits and stuff, but what they also do is they'll kill baby antelope, baby deer. And I like deer and antelope more than I like coyotes, so as far as that's concerned, the coyote population can just be eradicated. So, but fortunately, some of the guys in the area are pretty good trappers. I think they've been doing a pretty good job at keeping them clean. So that's the pea field. That's only about 60 acres there. It's not much. It's going to be, we'll see how it turns out. Hard to say. Really, it's hard to say. It might actually turn out just fine since we didn't get all the pre-spray and rolling. But it's going to be definitely a good test to show us what that kind of mistake could be if we made it. So here's our equipment graveyard. A couple old tractors out here. Some of our old combines. Some of that stuff does run, some of it does not. But most of it has no use anymore. Some of it we were saving because someday we hope to fix up. That's our iron pile. When iron prices get high again someday, we should have sold like 10 years ago, but someday maybe they'll get high again and we'll unload all that and get all that out of here. So if you can keep accumulated iron, eventually at some point it can be worth your time to haul it all in at once, and you can make a few bucks off of it. So that's what we're doing. Plus, it's really nice to have a scrap iron pile like that, because on this farm we like to tinker and we like to make stuff, and having an iron pile like that's awesome for that kind of stuff, because that way if we're looking for something we can just walk around the iron pile and be like, hey, this might work, take it back, chop it up, cut it up, weld it up, and then you're good to go. So we kind of like having some scrap iron laying around. That's nice. Oh, so now I gotta figure out what I want to do. I've got farm work is pretty much done. I got a little more spraying to do, probably about another 4 hours, 5 hours of spraying. When that's done, actually you can see right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, I just had a skip right there, see that green? I just got that today. You don't know about those things until it grows, the other stuff dies around it, the stuff that you didn't get grows. My monitor my spray must not have been coming on when the monitor said it was. So, anyway, so yeah, this is the joy of what you do after you farm. I could go on vacation. I could take off with the wife. We could go somewhere, spend a couple days somewhere, go fly somewhere, spend a lot of money that we probably don't need to spend, get off the farm. Or B, I could do what I probably should be doing, is A, do all the work to the farm that needs to be done when we're not farming, like finishing the inside of buildings, whether it's fixing a roof, siding, installing some rain gutters on my house that I bought like 3 years ago and I still haven't put up, mowing all the grass that needs mowed. We got to fix the mower because our deck mower's got problems, so that needs done. My car needs new ball joints and tie rods, an oil change, and there's something squeaking in the front, so I got to figure that out, and it's not the brake. And my pickup needs an oil change, and it probably needs a new timing belt, so I got to do that. And it's got a short somewhere that randomly drains the battery. I can go months without it draining the battery, and then one day I get in it and then it's dead, and that's dead right now. My poor battery's probably toast, but I got to go jump that thing here soon. So, and then there's all the equipment that broke down. You know, there's that truck that needs that rear end fixed. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about using that truck till probably sometime after harvest. We might be seeding some spring wheat, or sorry, winter wheat, coming this fall. And if we do, then we'll need to do that. So it's just, you know, you only have so many summer months to work. It's beautiful here. Everything's green, birds are singing. But you also got to make sure you keep working on stuff. Here's that press wheel gang that broke on flag arms. This is a shaft that we actually made. But it's the longest gang on the air drill. It's 6 press wheels. And we've had them break before, right in the center. So we'll have to get a new cold roll shaft, or at least some kind of 2-inch shaft. And then we can chuck it up in our lathe that we have and make new ends, and then take all these press wheels off, which is going to be a pain. And then put them all back on, but hopefully because we've already removed these, they'll go on smoothly, hopefully. So that's something we got to do before winter wheat seeding. Those air drills need work done to them. And then we got to clean up. This is what happens for those that don't farm, and for those that do farm, you know what I'm talking about here. This is what happens when you're in the middle of a season. Because the last thing you care about is cleaning your farm. You just want the field seeded. That's your bread and butter right there. If that seed is not in the ground, you're not growing a crop, you're not making money, you're going to go out of business. And so what happens is when stuff breaks, or you throw a pail of oil in something, I mean, some guys are better than we are, but we just toss them in the corner and say, forget it. That's a hassle we can deal with later. So all this, see all these tire tubes, that's from that bud. Look at all these tubes. These are $400 tubes. And they're probably all shot, you know, and some old tires that went out on us. So that's another project I got to do. Not that I'm whining here, guys. This is just reality. This is just what we got to do. So we got to go. This is just one corner. This won't take too long, but got to sort this all out. Separate the iron, separate the plastics, get the garbage figured out we need to get. Here's an old tarp off that one of the grain trailers that was ripping and coming off. So we pulled that off. So there's junk all over that we gotta fix and move. But we'll get it tidied up. We'll get it looking nice around here for the summer. We like to have the farm look nice. That's why we've painted all the buildings, resided everything. You know, we take pride in how our place looks, and so we do what we can to try to make it look like that. Not everybody can, and honestly, there's things that we just never get to, but the little bit we can do to make the farm look nice, you know, it's worth it. But right now, since we're done seeding, that is not on our agenda. Ooh, here's all our seed treat. See all these extra boxes we got? I got to take these in, take them back. That's an expensive bunch right there. That's treat for seeding, for putting on wheat. It's dyed a bright blood color red. And so that way you know what the difference is between seeded or treated seed and not. So that way you never mix up treated seed and haul it into the elevator for consumers, because the last thing you want is for people to be eating wheat that's already been treated. So this is only for stuff that goes in the ground. So that's why it's so bright. But you get some of this splashed on you. See, do I have any on my hand? No, I guess it came off. It stains you pretty good. That stuff, I've had someone splatter me in the face, and it looks like I had some kind of serious injury or something like that, because my face is bloody red. So this truck here has been sitting here ever since we ripped the injectors out of it, and it's going to get fixed. We got the new injectors, so out of the big bud that we put from there, oop, losing service. Sorry guys, service in this shop is not as good. I'm on cell phone right now. So yeah, that Peterbilt is getting fixed. So let me go outside. I was wondering if it would do that. Best thing for me to do is stay outside when I'm live streaming from cell tower. Otherwise I lose service, then I drop you guys. So let's go back to me. I'm gonna answer some questions for you guys, and then I'm gonna go relax. Oh, it feels good to be done. It's a glorious feeling. So, okay. Oh, and by the way, thanks Danny for the shirt. Danny Frank, he's a good guy, and works at a fire hall, and you know, those guys do a lot of good for people, and he sent me some shirts. So I'll take a free shirt. You know, he sent me something in the mail. I'll use it. We had someone else send us. It's kind of funny. As this channel grows, we get more and more fans. A lot of you guys are sending us stuff. Not that we're asking for stuff, but it's just kind of fun to get packages and stuff. As long as it's not anthrax, please don't send us any anthrax. If you're not going to send us anthrax, yeah, send us a gift. But no, I'm gonna get out of the wind here. I got a pull cord for an air horn that I got to install for Big Brute, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna do a video sometime and do like an unwrapping of some of that stuff. So that's pretty cool, you guys. I need something to sit on. Let me grab a bucket here. That's a good bucket right there. Perfect. You don't think I would want to sit after sitting in the sprayer seat for the past 3 weeks. So, okay. How much land did you plant this season? I just added it up. I could be wrong. There's probably a field that I missed. But I came up with 5,800 acres, which is less than I thought we were going to do. But 5,800 is still a lot. That's some of the most we've ever done. So, yeah, about 1,000 of that's peas, 100 of that's chickpeas, and the rest is spring wheat. Thank you, Danny. Yep, you definitely. Love the trailer for the farm game, video game. That was pretty cool. I stole that idea. I've seen other guys do stuff like that for videos where you kind of phase in and out of like reality and not reality or whatever. Movies have done it, so it wasn't my original idea to do that. But it came to mind. I was like, oh, I gotta do a trailer for this. How am I gonna do this? And I was originally gonna just have it pretend to be like a live stream, like I was live streaming, and then have it do what it did. But I just set it up. I only had a time to video a little bit. I just quickly filmed that night and quickly moved a couple equipment around to make it look like in the game, and then I found some equipment in the game. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm talking about Farming Simulator and the map that's coming out of our farm. It's really close to being done, guys. It's really close. I can't tell you much more. I've been told and instructed to just keep my lips tight on any release dates or anything. But don't worry, it's been a long time coming, but it's coming. It's coming very soon. So, yeah, you actually tricked me in that video. Nice. AJ, that's great. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. And, yeah, it should be good. So, it's almost 10 sections. Yes, 5,800 acres is almost 10 sections. Mapper's Paradise, finish it yet. They are so close. They are very close. They might actually have it finished. I can't say. But I do get an insight on them. They let me keep tabs on what's going on, so it is fun to be a part of them. They're a good group of guys, and they are good at what they do. So, any fish in that lake? No fish in that lake. If we knew there was going to be water there year-round, I would pay the money in an instant to go have some trout put in there, some kokanee or something, whatever it is. But no, that lake will probably be dried up by the end of the year. Typically, is usually what happens, and the fish would all be dead. So, will there be any equipment coming? Will there be any equipment coming from you? Oh, in the map. I think there's gonna be some. I personally can't make any equipment. I haven't ever learned how to make models in games, so I won't be able to do any of that. That's something that hopefully some of you guys that are real smart out there and techie can build Big Brute for us. Big Brute is hanging out right there. The poor guy just wants to be in a video game really bad. See him? Look at that poor thing. He's even hiding himself behind the tree. Such a sad sprayer. He just wants to be in a video game. Okay, well maybe someday you guys will do it. I don't know. Someone out there has the capability. Turn him into a usable sprayer in the game. That'd be awesome if you guys could. I'll go back to my my ugly face here. Okay, what else we got here? Oops, I'm typing you guys a message. I'm just gonna hit OK and send. There. I just typed N, I think, or something. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Have you heard of the Baffis Blue Big Buds? Yes, I have heard of them. I have. They are very neat. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. Pull your viewers to see if anyone would watch Twitch. Pulling left. Pulling the point to left. Oh, yeah. I can do that, actually. So I tried a Twitch live stream, guys, the other day. I wasn't sure. Twitch is a lot better for streaming than YouTube is, but I don't have any Twitch followers, so it'd be a big jump to go right to Twitch. I don't think I can do a pull on here. Yeah, I can't. There is a way to do it, I just don't know how. But yeah, I've thought about doing some streaming on Twitch. Who knows? We'll figure it out. We do 32 sections a year. That's a lot of land. Do I play Farming Simulator 17? A little bit. I don't play that much. What's my degree in? My degree is in aviation technology. It's a bachelor in science, whether that's something to brag about or not. Looks like my dad's back with a water truck. He went and got, flip it over here. He went and got water. There he goes. You can see him. So yeah, so my degree is in aviation. I was originally wanting to fly for a living, but you know, you never know where your life will take you, and my life took me back to the farm, which is great because I love farming. There he goes. Do I have a motorcycle? I used to have a motorcycle. I hurt myself really bad on it a bunch, several times, broke my arm, several concussions, and so I got rid of it. So we've got like an old Fat Cat, Honda Fat Cat. That's pretty fun. And my dad's got a really old Kawasaki, but it's not really running right now. Yeah, that was Hank. Hank ran by. What is the time where we am? It's 5 o'clock right now, 5 p.m. or 1700 hours. I followed you on Twitch. Oh, thanks, Milo. Yeah, I don't know, guys. You see, the motivation to go to Twitch is money, obviously. I think Twitch pays a lot better if you get better on there, but the problem with Twitch streaming is you have to be very consistent. You have to stream a lot. And I don't know if I can guarantee that many streams a week because, well, sometimes I'm not doing stuff that's interesting. So, are the bowling balls over there? Are there bowling balls over there? Yes, there are. And there's a bowling ball cannon that's ready to shoot them. And I have a video that I'm eventually put together that shows that thing off. So you guys are going to like that. Hat is in front of Brute. Hat is in front of Brute. What hat? Not sure what you mean by that. Okay. How many buds do you have? We have 3. 3 big buds. We have 2 Fat Cats. Nice. Ours is pretty beat up. We've put it through its paces. The poor thing still runs pretty good, but its shocks are destroyed. The plastic's all broke off. Yeah. What bike did I have? I had a Kawasaki 250, but it was like a 88 or 89. It was an old dirt bike. I used to have an 80cc Kawasaki as well when I was younger. But I can't. I got a kid now and stuff. I can't afford to get hurt on a motorcycle again, so I probably will never get one. I do like motorcycles though. Is it hard to buy supplies from Canada? Not really. It's not too hard. It's just a matter of if it's worth the drive to go to Canada. What happened with a mud incident? Well, basically, my dad was trying to seed around a water area that was wet a couple weeks ago, and he was trying to be really careful, and he actually wasn't even seeding. He was just driving across the land. I mentioned this earlier in the video, and the big bud literally just fell through a thin layer that was wet underneath, and it just sank. And when we tried to pull on it, it just got deeper and deeper, which is always what seems to happen. And I couldn't get enough traction with the other bud to pull them out, so we had to separate the tool off the back of the air drill and hook on and pull them backwards. So I got a video on that, guys. It's coming out. We got 3.5 inches of rain on Tuesday. We only have like 90 acres of beans left to plant. Oh, that's good and bad. Well, hopefully for you guys, you get a chance to get that in. 3.5 inches of rain is awesome, though. That's a lot of rain. Do I snowmobile? A little bit. We've got 2 snowmobiles. We've got 2 Arctic Cats, a 580 EXT, and a 700 Firecat F7. Ford or Chevy? Probably Chevy, but I do like some Fords like that one right there. That's a nice Ford. Because it's got a Cummins in it. That's why it's a nice Ford. Chandlerberg, $2. When is the map coming out? You can't do that to me, man. Actually, you just gave me $4 twice. Oh, there's the dog. Thank you. I appreciate it, Chandler. I can't tell you when the map's coming out, but I can tell you really soon. There's Kobe. Well, what's up, Kobe? Is there something you want to tell us? What is it? Huh? Goofballs. Anyways, are there any old cars in the yard? Salvageable future plans? Yes, we do have some old cars. We have some actually pretty old cars that we do want to restore, and you know, it just takes time and money. So eventually we'll get that. Yes, if you guys want hats, if I missed that, hats and shirts, email us at Welker Farms Inc. WelkerFarmsInc@gmail.com. They're $24.99 in the U.S. with free shipping. Overseas, we have to charge for shipping because it can get pricey. So I feel bad for all you overseas guys. Thank you for being very supportive and buying our stuff. But anyways, yeah, very much appreciate it. So back to Chandler. Chandler, $2, $4. Again, man, thank you. That is very nice of you. I appreciate it. Just know, I'll put that $4 towards that video I made, right? Oh, I wish I could be bribed to tell you guys when the map's coming out, because that'd be great. How much land do you spray, and what do you spray with it? Greetings from Sweden. Well, this year I sprayed every acre that we own, or that was cropland. I sprayed every crop acre with something, whether it was Roundup, some mixture of dicamba 2,4-D called Latigo, or some kind of pre-emergent spray called Spartan. I sprayed it on everything. So, well, I sprayed those chemicals across different parts of it, but I sprayed the entire farm this year. So, Nick, what colors can you get the hats in? This is it. Sorry. It's actually pretty difficult to run a merchandise on your own. Ordering in, we have to decide what we want to order in. This is the only color scheme we've ever picked for a hat, and it's kind of just been the tradition. It doesn't really match our blue buildings and stuff, but it's kind of a neat gray, white, and like a turquoise-y blue, I guess you could say. So it's hard because if we go put an order in for a bunch of different color hats, then we have like thousands of dollars worth of inventory, and then it's hard to say if we'll sell it all. So that's why we don't have a lot of options, guys. So just think of it being very special, customized. And I could sign these too if you guys want hats. I'll put my signature on them. Poland is 1 hour past midnight. Oh wow, that's amazing. AJ, my parents would rage if I donated money. Don't worry, AJ, you don't have to donate money. Am I a firefighter? No, I'm not. I'm just representing some firefighters. Hardin County. This shirt was given me by a friend, Danny Frank. He's been following the farm channel for probably almost a year now. And he sent me this shirt with some other goodies. Actually, he sent me another shirt that's even nicer. I just don't like to wear it for my work shirt. So I turned this one into a work shirt. I'll show you guys the back of it. You can see it's got a nice little flag and stuff on the back. Pretty cool. Nice shirt. So yeah, comfortable. Well, Nick, what is the plan this weekend? It's Memorial Weekend, guys. Actually, happy Memorial Weekend. For those of you who don't know what Memorial Day is, go look it up. It's pathetic that people don't know it. I'm sure all you guys probably do know what Memorial Day is, but they are finding out more and more that these next generations don't even know what Memorial Day is. They have no idea what's even for. So that's really sad. Yeah, go look it up. Memorial Day is a very, obviously it's burgers, hot dogs, camping, lakes, all that good stuff, barbecues, but there's a reason why we have Memorial Weekend. And, you know, I think every one of us has a grandpa or an uncle or a dad or someone who served in the military and who either A, died fighting or, you know, fought somewhere. So definitely something to support. What happened to that dozer? That's a whole story in itself. It's an old TD-18 International, and I forget what year it is. I want to say it's a 1950 something. It's a sweet old dozer, but the engine died in it, so we put a John Deere engine in it for fun, and it's underpowered, and the fuel pump needs fixed. The fuel pump's got problems. So what color are the shirts that we sell? Well, we have one color right now, gray and white. We actually have another color, but I've been told not to announce it yet because we're not quite there yet, so we'll announce it soon. So, but for now we have a gray and white t-shirt. So the other color is cool though. Hard County, what state? Tennessee. Exactly, there is a difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, yes. You know, I even get that mistaken at times too. I sometimes think Memorial Day is Veterans Day, but Memorial Day is for those that are gone. Veterans Day for those that are still alive. So if that's the difference, you guys want to know. And typically Memorial Day is for those that were lost in battle, but not always. Memorial Day is, you know, for fallen soldiers. So I probably just butchered that actually. And yes, those soldiers who respect and love, yes, there are definitely a lot of guys overseas right now still. This world is not safe by any means, even with North Korea pretending to listen and act like they're going to do the summit that got canceled and everything. It's not just North Korea. There's a lot of countries that are unpredictable. There's a lot of countries that hate other nations, and some of them are armed with nuclear weapons. It's really hard to say what could happen in the future. So yeah, there's probably always going to be war, which is unfortunate. What state am I located in? This is in Montana, north central Montana. You should put the email in the description. I should put the email in the description. I can actually do this. Come on, autocorrect, pop up. Oh, there it is. Boom. There you guys go. That's the email address. Send your request to that email address. We have shirts, sweatshirts, well, I guess they're hoodies, and hats. So, and we're gonna get some other goodies too. The plan is to get a couple more things. Do buds get washed and put to bed for fall tillage? Yes, they will. They've got oil all over them. Poor guys and girls, whatever you want to call them, they need wash. There's mud on them. So yeah, we'll spend the day here. When we get after we relax, they can sit for a couple days. That's fine. But we'll go through each one and we'll pressure wash off all that mud, oil, grease, and we'll probably unhook the air drills. My plan is to get them and put them in the building, get them out of the sun so they're not getting baked by the sun. Same with the Brute. Brute's gonna get a nice wash, and then he'll go back into the building too. So that way they'll the decals, the paint, and everything in the interior will last longer. So yeah, so they'll get put away. And then coming fall sometime. And now if we get some time this summer, we'll go through them to make sure they're ready for fall seeding because there's a couple things we got to do to them, like the injectors. Hey, Ben, welcome. Everyone here, just real quick, Ben W11. He's one of the main guys from Mapper's Paradise. So if you've got questions about the map coming out, talk to him. That guy, Ben. Ben is the man to talk to. Ben is a modeler. No, he doesn't model clothes. I think that's how you say it. Though Ben could probably model clothes pretty well. I don't know. I've never seen a picture of Ben. But Ben makes models in the game. And he's one of the main guys that's built some of the structures, like this shop and other things that are going to be in the video game and Farming Simulator, the map that's coming out. So, yeah, Ben's really skilled. And they've got some secrets that they've put in the map you guys are going to really enjoy. They've done a good job. We need a Series 4 Big Bud. Yes, we do. I know. It's too bad that one burnt, that big equipment. And it's too bad we didn't have the money with us. I would have bought the thing. It was a nice tractor. Other than a few issues, it seemed like seeding went pretty well. You know, whenever you can end the season and no one broke any bones, had any concussions, no engines blew up, and every acre that you planned on seeding was seeded, that was a good seeding season. So, yeah. Let's see here. How long will it be? I've got to feed a few cows. How long will it be? I don't know. It's a good question. Make Big Brute. Yeah, Big Brute in the game would be awesome. Do I play Farming Simulator? I do a little bit. Just a little bit. But I'm going to be doing some more, obviously, now that I have a map of our farm. How cool is that? So, yeah, I'm going to have to play some more Farming Simulator. I love your level 3 hat, but no backpack. This level 3 hat came in an airdrop. I have yet to find a backpack. Unfortunately, it seems like they only spawn in groups of 3. So, but I did find a level 2 vest, so I'm gonna wear that. Ben, is it going to be on PS4? I'll let him say that one. Yes, it is. I want to buy your chickpeas. Possible. You know, guys, that's a good thing. We've actually thought about that on the farm. What if we could somehow take our produce and go right to you guys? Wouldn't that be cool? So if you wanted to buy, either we could pre-grind it for you, flour, we could make flour, whole wheat flour, package it up in cool little Welker Farms envelopes or bags, whatever, come in little pound bags, 5-pound bags. Would anyone be interested in buying any of that stuff? It'd be kind of expensive to ship. It wouldn't be cost-worthy for you guys to go do that versus buying some at Whole Foods or whatever. Well, actually, Whole Foods would probably be cheaper than Whole Foods, but like chickpeas, you know, we have a whole bin of lentils. You know, they're good lentils. We haven't sold them yet, you know, things like that. But the problem is there's loopholes we have to go through to do that. We have to get our, what's it called? Not commodity license. We have to be a license approved to sell food. Right now, as a farmer, we're not going right to the consumer, so our product isn't necessarily considered consumable at our when we sell it. So yeah, so that's, we can get around without having to have that license, but we'd have to get approved by the FDA. I think, or no, they have the FDA, FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. They'd have to come and inspect our facility and make sure that we are grinding our wheat in a cleanly, sanitized environment, and that our packaging is processed and everything. So that's a bunch of loopholes we would have to go through. Probably have to get some certificates, some licenses, and stuff like that. But if we did all that, we could sell you guys produce, which isn't, I guess, produce, just wheat, wheat, yellow peas, chickpeas, and lentils. But you guys could get some of that. That'd be pretty cool. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than whole wheat pancakes or whole wheat waffles or whole wheat bread. It doesn't raise like white flour does, but taking wheat right off the farm, grinding it up, leaving the germ in it and everything, and making bread out of it, oh, it's delicious. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. That's something we've thought about. We haven't gotten there yet, but we've thought about that. There's definitely farms that have done that. Some have done very well. So, sell as a novel, safe only. I could probably do that. Ben, can you leak the teaser? We are looking at 300 horsepower tractor. That's awesome. 300 horsepower is quite a bit of horsepower for a tractor. Good thing I have the Big Bud DLC. That's good. Yes, if you guys want Big Buds and that, if you don't have a PC, PCs, you can go download mods, obviously, Big Bud mods, and you can get them. But I love hummus. I would buy some chickpeas. Yeah, actually, I want to learn how to make hummus. My wife is a hummus fanatic. She loves hummus. So yeah, we're looking forward to growing our chickpeas, and I'm going to make some hummus out of that. I'll let you guys know if it's any good or not. But yeah, we could probably send some. If we didn't sell it, we could send it. But when we start trying to make money off of it, that's where I think we have to come in to meet some regulatory requirements. Make a GPS mod, a GPS mod. Oh, that'd be cool. I wish I could do that. I can't. Will you use Big Brute during the growing season? Yes, Big Brute will keep getting used. There's actually, so next up on the list of farming, besides doing what we're doing, Big Brute over here, who's hanging out right back here. See him? Hiding behind the tree. He's a little shy. He's new to this world, guys. You can't expect him to be real friendly yet. It's just how they are. It's just like a little kid, you know. They open up over time. Big Brute's gonna have to spray all of our pulse crops, so our peas and our chickpeas with probably some grass herbicide, and we have what's called pea weevils. We never really had to deal with them until we started growing peas, but we have what's called pea weevils. It's a little weevil, and they burrow down and they lay their larvae, or their eggs, which grow into larvae, which feed on the nodules and the roots. It's bad for the plant. So there's a good chance we'll be spraying that. So probably in about 2 weeks or so, I bet, I'll probably be running over all the pulse crops with that thing, spraying it. We might use the Apache for that, just because the Apache has narrower tires. It might be a lot better. We'll see which one is. And then we'll have to look at all of our spring wheat. And if our spring wheat has a lot of broadleafs growing in it, if it's got some more kochia, some buckwheat, some tansy mustard, some Russian thistle, all that good stuff. If that starts growing in there, actually, that's what that was. It was Russian thistle in that field back there. That just reminded me. Sorry. Just came to my mind what that plant was that I was looking at earlier in this video. Then we got to spray all the spring wheat too. So yeah, because the sprayers go year round. And then we got to chem follow again probably in about 25 days. Are there any spray planes in Montana? Yes, there are spray planes in Montana. There's one out of Brady, Montana. Oh, I see their logo every time I drive by them. They're right by the interstate. I cannot remember. Something Aviation is the name of them. They run spray planes. Yeah, so there are still options to get spray planes. Spray planes are cool. They're fun to watch. Do a video when you play Farming Simulator. I could probably do that. I got a lot of video editing to do, guys. I got the Big Brute video edit to do. I've got a couple Stuck in the Mud videos to do. I've got a Canon video to do. I've got some other secret projects that I'm working on that I got to do. So yeah, eventually here, probably next week, I'm going to hopefully get down and make a lot of videos and start uploading them for you guys, so you'll love them. Hello from Missouri, JCB. Hello, man. Welcome to the channel. Let's see here. Big Bud looks cool. Big Buds are cool. First cut grass silage is done. Awesome. I'm from California. Hey, I've been there a couple times. California's a beautiful state. Love the ocean. Love the desert on the east side, southeast side. California's very, very gorgeous. So, Missouri, another Missouri guy. Wow, nice. We have a lot of strawberries. That is cool, because strawberries are awesome. We have a little strawberry patch. It's not very big. It's like 3 feet by 6 feet. My family grows tobacco in North Carolina. Oh, the good old tobacco farms. Yeah, I don't think you can grow tobacco here. You should live stream Farming Simulator. We could play with you up to 16 people. That would be awesome. 16 buds. We should try it. I'll do it. I'll try to set that up. Maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I'll be done forking calves. Nice. Soon. Probably a lot of branding going off. What types of crops do you farm? We have spring wheat, yellow peas, and chickpeas right now. What's the cost of shirts and sweatshirts? Shirts are $15 in the U.S. plus shipping, and then sweatshirts are $45. So, oh yeah, Ben's answering it for me. Thanks, Ben. Good job. Alabama farmers. Let's see, nice. Connecticut. That's awesome. I would love to go. I'd love to go see some of that country. Connecticut, Missouri, all that stuff. I've never been to any of those states, so sometime I'll do that. This guy says, I will be in Shelby Sunday through Monday. Craig Sneed. Oh, very nice. We're not far. We're outside of town. Shelby looks nice this time of year. A lot of green. When will the map be released? Never. Nick. Okay, 1 second. Ben says, Nick, do you get much rain as we get closer to summer? A little bit, yes. Actually, a lot. We're hoping so. The next month and a half should be our rainiest time of the year. We've already had some good rains now, but throughout June, hopefully, we should get another 3 or 4 inches of rain, if not more. Typically, it's amazing how this country, it can go from wet and rainy, like it is now. Not today, but to just nothing for months. Last year it rained hard for a month and a half straight, and then it quit raining, and we didn't get a drop hardly until September, which is like 3.5 months later, and it fried everything. So yeah, if all goes well, we'll get some rain in the next week or two, few weeks. It needs to rain. We got to get consistent rain all through summer, and that's what we're praying for, Lord willing. Have you ever planted barley or spring barley? Years and years and years ago. I never have. My grandpa and my dad had years ago. I've done some barley. There's a lot of barley in the area. A lot of guys do it. We just haven't messed with it. Great job. Thanks for sending an order from Iowa. You bet, Gary. I hope you enjoy it. That's awesome. Yeah, we take pride in all the merchandise. It's pretty cool knowing that our logo, created by my sister-in-law, the design beast, she does a good job. So love Friday streams. Yeah, Friday streams are the best. You can do multiplayer stream on Twitch. What's your Twitch? My Twitch is Welker Farms INC. Look that up. I think it's Welker Farms INC. I just made that Twitch channel. I haven't really used it, except for I did one little live stream, and then my stream cut out on me, and I couldn't get it started again, and my GPS was having problems, so I didn't restart it. So I'll try to do a Twitch stream here, guys, soon. I'll set my computer up so I can live stream on Twitch. I'll look like those cool streamers. I get my webcam set up so I get a blue screen behind me or a green screen, so it only shows me, you know. Get all set up so I can be a streamer, and then I can be like Shroud or Dr. Disrespect or Ninja and have 100,000 people watch me live, right? Some of those guys are making millions of dollars a year on Twitch. Unbelievable. But I'm not that good at video games. Not that good, so there's no way I could pull that off. And I don't have enough time. Craig Seen, I live 45 minutes north. Oh, you must be from Canada then. That's awesome. I was up there at Milk River last Sunday. Went golfing in Milk River and ate some Chinese food at a really nice Chinese restaurant in Milk River. If any of you guys are driving through Milk River, Alberta, it's a little teeny town right out across the border. There's a really sweet Chinese place there. It's called, what is it? I can't remember. It was kind of a funny name. Only Chinese place there, I'm sure. I just crashed my combine into a tree. Fortunately for you, in a farming simulator, it's not a big deal. In real life, that's a big deal. Gonna follow you on Twitch. Yeah, guys, go check me out on Twitch. Go to my Twitch channel. I don't even know. I post a link to it, but I don't even know what the link is. It's just type it, look up Welker Farms. I'm sure you guys will find it. Yeah, I have a Twitch channel, and I might start transitioning these streams, these live streams, to Twitch, as Twitch is really the live streaming website out there. That's what everyone goes to. It's nice though with YouTube because I have all you guys right now. It gives you notifications when I go live. You can watch my videos later. If I did stream on Twitch more, I would probably take my Twitch videos and then re-upload them to YouTube, so the YouTube guys that don't have Twitch, who don't want to go to Twitch, could re-watch them. But typically Twitch pays a little more for live streams, and they do donations and stuff more, and then people can actually subscribe. Though I'd feel bad about subscribers because I don't know if I'd get enough videos out there to supply them, but maybe I would. Ben says, thanks, Nick. I know where my family will want to go. Nice. I like that. Let's see here. Let's see. I just got done doing field work for the spring. Nice. Just followed you on Twitch. Thanks, Sauce Boss. I like that name. Sauce Boss. That's great. CW Gaming and more. How long have you been farming? Pretty much my whole life. But as far as actual, besides just like helping as like, you know, a farm son, actual farming, like doing stuff and making more of the calls, you know, probably last, 7 or 8 years, probably something like that. Do you have any 20, 40 horsepower tractors? If not, get a Ford 3000. We've got probably a 20 horsepower Minneapolis Moline. Actually, I think it's more horsepower than that. It might be 30 horsepower. I bet it's 20 horsepower, somewhere in that area. 40 horse, I don't know. We do have an old Minneapolis Moline. We have 2 of them that probably are on that horsepower, so it's Welker Farms Inc. Okay, thanks, Davey. I don't even know my own Twitch name, huh? Right? That's bad. One day dream to head to your farm. AJ, you're definitely welcome to come check the farm out. You know, whether or not this is all stuff that you guys would really like to see, I don't want anyone to be let down coming to our farm. You know, YouTube can make your farm look a lot better than it really is. You know, our farm isn't giant by any means. We're not that, you know, different than most farms. It's just the situation, the way our farm is set up, and the equipment that we have, and the YouTube channel and the videos I made and stuff. It's just a combination of all that that's made us, I guess, different than most. But yeah, definitely. if you guys are in the area, drop by, say hi. Go back to my bucket here, give you guys a different scene, right? You can look at our junk pile. Okay, what else? Can you please show us Farming Simulator 17? Soon. Hang on. You'll get there. It'll come. Don't worry, guys. It's coming. Guys at Mappers Paradise are pretty excited. So, and for those of you that know the group, The Squad, look up the YouTube channel, The Squad. You might see some of the maps soon on there. So I'd check them out. There's some stuff going on there. So yeah, keep an eye on The Squad for some new released videos. It's worth looking into. It's 1:32 p.m. there. Wow, that's pretty early. Are you going to need any help during the fall harvest? I'm looking to move out to Montana towards the end of September, Montana. Typically, we have people lined up to help us work. It's not always guaranteed. Sometimes we're looking for people. You know, it's really hard to say. If we have a hot summer, everything droughts out, and we don't have much of a crop, then we won't need much help because there won't be much crop to cut, and it'll be just real slow going. But if we have a bumper crop and we got a lot of acres to cut, which we do, and busy, then yeah, we'll be looking probably for some help. So, yeah, the Squad guys, they actually did some videos on our farm. Well, not on our farm. It wasn't our farm, but they had a video. It's kind of funny. They acted like we gave them the Big Bud 747 for a test drive, and they drove it around. I watched that one. That was pretty fun. So, yeah, Squad guys seem like a nice channel. Like the Squad. So, yeah, they definitely know their farming simulator very well, unlike me. What's your favorite semi to drive? Probably the Blue Peter built this in the shop here. It's got an awesome Jake brake, nice horn, good power, and it rides nice too. And it's a nice looking truck. I like Blue. I'm a sucker for Blue. That's probably my favorite semi on our farm. But the Red Pete, which has a cat engine in it, that one's fun to run too. It just sounds good. That cat engine just got a neat sound to it. So, any soybeans grown in our area? Not really, no. No, I don't think there's any soybeans grown probably within 50 miles at least. There might be some guys that do a little bit. I'd have never heard of it. I know there is some corn that is potentially grown somewhat in the area, but not where we're at. We can't grow it, so we don't get enough. We don't get enough moisture to do that. Thanks everyone for following Welker Farms Inc. on Twitch. Love the support. That's great, guys. Thank you. Subscribed. Yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do some streams on Twitch now, huh? I should switch over to Twitch right now and see what happens, right? I think I had 20 people watching me last time I did Switch. If I do stream on Twitch, it'll probably be in the in real life category, just because I'm not gaming at the moment. But maybe if I throw up some Farming Simulator and I play with you guys and get a server going, I'll do on the gaming side of things. So, can you give me a shout? Can you go into the shop? I would go into the shop. The reason I'm sitting outside the shop is dual layered with metal. There's metal on the outside, there's metal on the inside. And those two layers of metal really knocks my cell phone signal way down, and then I start losing connection to you guys. I could walk in there, but you guys are probably going to get some disconnects and stuff, so that's why I'm staying out of the shop right now. And I'm sitting on a oil bucket out in the middle of nowhere. So, nice, Cameron, nice. Okay, we grow 2,000 acres of cotton here. That's great. I'd love to go to a cotton farm. Check it out. You guys have some pretty sweet cotton machines. Cotton harvester is very interesting. I've never been around one. They look really cool. I've heard they're very expensive too. Might have forgot my Twitch username and password. Nice. Well, guys, any more quick questions? I think I'm about ready to call it quits and get out of my work clothes. Everybody else is relaxing. I'm not. Thanks to you guys. But no, actually, this is fun. I've been meaning to do a live stream here. But I'm looking forward to, I think I'm going to probably go get a milkshake, maybe some potato chips. I already have a bag of Doritos lined up for me when I get back. I don't know, I should probably get some shorts, a sleeveless shirt, put some flip-flops on, and do absolutely nothing. That sounds like a good idea, because we're so tired. Okay, Nick, how many man hours does it take to get the seeding and sowing complete? Well, if you take just the seeders, this is just the seeders. This isn't talking supplying them with seed. The guys running the sprayer, the land roller, plowing ahead, whatever that is. You know, that's two guys working probably good 14 to 16 hours a day for 3 weeks straight. So just take like 14 times 21. And that's how many hours for one person, and then times that by 2, and then you'll get typically how many hours for 2 guys running just 2 air drills. Now, if you add me in the equation, spraying the whole time, that's a 3rd guy. So take 7 times, take that, 14 times 21 times 3. And that's how many hours typically for about 3 weeks that my dad, my brother, and myself have put into spring seeding. So let's just say 14 because there were some rainy days, and it's been roughly 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, might be a little more than that. So what phone do you use and what charging case? This is the LG G6. I was really hoping that AT&T would sponsor me a phone. Reason I got the G6 is because the G6 has dual cameras on it. The G6 is also a very nice phone. It's got a really big battery. It has the older Snapdragon 821 processor. You guys can see the phone. Oh wait, you probably can't. You can see the dual cameras right there. If I can zoom out. There it is. Okay, now you can see it. There's dual cameras there. One's a wide angle lens, one's a regular. Well, for the longest time, LG was the only phone out there that really made dual camera phones. The reason I like dual cameras is because I can go to the wide angle lens when I live stream. Now Samsung and some other companies are copying LG, and they're now putting dual in theirs as well. So that does eliminate some of the desirability for the G6. But the G6 is a great phone. The G7 just came out. It's a beast. It's got the Snapdragon. I think it's 845. Is that what it is? The 845. That's really fast. I think it's 4 or 6 gigs of RAM. It's a fast phone. It's definitely a flagship. I would probably go buy it and use it, but it's also like $800 or something. So I'm gonna use this phone for a while. So yeah, this is a good phone. As far as the case that I use, let's see here. It's a Zero Lemon. It's a Zero Lemon. I think it's like a 6,800 milliamp hour charge pack on it. It's really heavy. Like my fingers get tired holding this thing. But if I charge this up all the way and I have my phone charged up all the way, I can live stream for probably 3 hours straight before running out of battery. And live streaming, guys, takes a lot of battery. It'll take your phone from 100% to 0% in like 40 minutes, 30 minutes if you guys live stream. So if you guys want to do a live stream like this, you got to have a battery pack, or you only got to do like 30-minute live streams because, yeah, it takes a ton of power. Another thing I like about this LG G6 is live streaming makes a lot of heat. Your phones generate a lot of heat. There's a lot of processing power, a lot of decoding and encoding. It's taking this video that it's capturing right now, it's encoding it and uploading it live to YouTube right now. So it's using a massive amount of data, a massive amount of processing power, and that generates heat, and heat ruins your phones and your batteries. And this phone, they have what's called they're heat tubes. There's copper heat tubes built into this phone because LG had a lot of problems with overheating and melting solder inside your processor. Well, not the, I think it wasn't the processor. It was actually the memory, I believe. It was melting the solder, and the phones would die. They'd brick. And LG got a lot of heat for that. I've had a lot of LGs die on me. I'm not like necessarily a big LG guy, but this phone, to make sure that never happened, they put those heat pipes in it. So the G6 is a very cool running phone. It doesn't get that hot. I love it. It has the older processor, which runs a little hotter, but it cools, it dispenses the heat really well. So there's my phone run for you guys. Sorry, I like phones, right? Is your wedding ring tungsten? Yes, it is. It's a tungsten. It's pretty generic. I think I got it from BlueNile.com. I think is the name of the website. It's like $120. It's a good ring. I probably shouldn't be wearing wedding rings like this when I'm working. Reason being is if you guys have ever heard of degloving, you'll know what I'm talking about. We work around a lot of equipment, a lot of tight spaces, and a lot of really harsh environments. And what happens is if you have got your hand pinched somewhere or stuck, that ring will literally rip the flesh off your finger. And there's guys that have got their hand stuck at something, and when they got their hand out, the ring literally peeled the flesh off their finger down to their bone. So a lot of farmers don't wear wedding rings. You won't see any farmers hardly with wedding rings, and the reason being is they don't want to lose their hands or their finger. Or if you get your hand crushed, tungsten, that's why I got tungsten and not metal, is because tungsten will break. If it gets crushed real hard, it'll shatter, kind of like ceramic. Steel, if you were to get a steel or gold ring, they crimp, and it'll cut the circulation off your finger, and then you lose your finger. They got to cut it off. So, yeah, I've gotten my finger, I was climbing down a ladder once, and I got my finger caught somewhere on the edge of the ladder, and I mean, it yanked on my finger pretty hard. It scares me, and I honestly should not have this on. I like wearing my wedding ring. I'm very proud and very blessed to be married, and it's like, you know, it's a commitment ring. It shows my support and my love for my wife, but I should probably be wearing those synthetic rings. I've got some of those rubber rings. They're not the most comfortable. They're kind of awkward. They stretch, they come off. But they're really cheap, and if your finger gets crushed, you're not going to lose your finger. So yeah, that's what the deal is with tungsten. That's why I chose tungsten, is it can crush. But yeah, I really shouldn't have this on when I'm working. Bad idea. So yeah, a lot of degloving. It can ring caught as I jumped off a wagon, peeled skin. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, not fun. Yeah, so I'm a mechanic and we don't wear rings. It's for that very reason. Yes, okay, mechanics. If you're working on stuff, you really should not have rings on. It's not good. And any kind of thing around your neck. Like if you were a machinist working on a lathe or something, or an end mill, or some kind of machine that's running and spinning in front of you. I know some guys wear gold chains or chains around their neck, or blue baggy clothing. If some of that happened to get caught in that machine, it'd kill you. I mean, it could take you and rip your head right down. I mean, some of that stuff. Normally, it'd probably rip the shirt off your body, but yeah. So just so you guys know, this is farming, machining, mechanics, diesel mechanics, all that good stuff. Yeah, it's a dangerous environment. You got to be careful. Mapper's Paradise. I don't think we have a date. Are we talking about the map, guys? Better not say that. Yeah, my wife would understand if I didn't wear this. She'd be okay with that. So I just like wearing it. Plus, I've got my nice little wear spot on my finger. You can see my tan line there. So, but yeah, that's good. And a lot of farmers, I notice, my hands are pretty small. I don't have that big of hands. They're not like tiny hands, but they're just not. I know guys with big hands. I wish I had big hands. Then I probably could have been better at sports growing up. Could palm a basketball better. But working hands, guys' hands tend to get fatter over years of working, even if they're not gaining weight physically. I think they're just the tissue in your hands builds up from working a lot. They get thicker. Your joints get arthritis. They get bigger. So over time, I know a lot of farmers got these big, thick fingers, just real thick fingers, and so they can't wear their wedding bands anymore, and they just won't get new ones. So yeah, kind of something interesting. Random topic. I'm in construction. We also don't wear rings. That's good. Yeah, I know. I'm being a bad example here. Yeah. So I just hate losing stuff. So I like with my cell phone, my wallet and stuff, there's only a couple places I want it. And A is either on my hands or in my pockets. And so I hate taking my ring off because I always feel like I'm going to lose it, even though I could just put it in a safe place in my house. So yeah. Yeah, it's not worth losing a finger over. He said it hurt bad and he got, ooh. Yeah, if it crimped, if I had a ring on and it crimped my finger, I would go immediately to the cutoff blade and I would start cutting into it. Even if I was cutting into my flesh, you gotta get that ring off your finger immediately. A cut will heal faster than a dead finger. So yeah. Did we sell the 8940? No, we have not sold the 8940 yet. But I will tell you guys right now, we're having second thoughts now. We're kind of thinking maybe about selling our 7140 with a bucket on it and keeping the 8940 because we have a bunch of loaders on the farm. We've got our 844 John Deere loader, we've got our skid steer, we've got a backhoe with a loader on it, and we have another loader that can go on our John Deere 4520. So we've got like 4 loaders, 5 actually on this farm. We really don't need that one on that 7140. And the 7140, it's a good tractor, it runs really good, but after all that work we put in the 8940, we're kind of thinking about maybe keeping it. We put it up for sale just to see if someone bid on it. So far, no one's committed to it yet, so it might just be better for us to keep the tractor and just keep it as a land roller, rock picker, and grain auger running tractor, right? And then we've got a leveling blade, a box grader for it too, so we might keep it. Long hair too is very dangerous. Ties, never lean over running engine. Many people are killed. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah, it doesn't take much, and it happens fast. Just like PTOs and drive lines, farming's a dangerous thing. People die a lot, which is really scary. Like, let's see here. Do I have it on here? Can I see it? I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at something on my screen here. I've been taking pictures of these. I'll show you, like this one. Let's see here. On, and let's go. How do I do this? Can I make it smaller? Is there a resize? It's really hard working on stuff on your phone. There we go, smaller. Pull that over. There, okay. There, see? Right there. I took a picture of that today, or the other day on the air drill. I'm making a video. Those are all over stuff on equipment, those little warning deals. like that. That's just one of them. But typically there's the typical PTO drive one. You see with a PTO shaft, and it shows a guy spun around a drive line. That's happened a lot. A lot of guys have died on the farm. So yeah, those little warnings like that, you got to pay attention to them. What's crackling? Probably this bucket I'm sitting on. Does your dad watch your YouTube channel? Yeah, he does sometimes. I think a lot of my family watches my stuff on and off. Where's leg arms? He's relaxing. He's done seating. We finished today. That's what I should be doing. I need to quit. I've been streaming for too long. An hour and 44 minutes is long enough. I got caught in a power takeoff. I was lucky to walk away. That is amazing. Wow. You were very fortunate. That's like, yeah. that's a life-altering moment. I'll tell you that right now. Oof. How old are you and your dad? I'm 32 years old, and my dad is 64, going on 65. None of my equipment has PTO guards. I know. We've got augers too that don't have PTO guards. Most of our equipment does, but we have some that doesn't, and you know, we should get it on. I totally know you guys that don't run PTO guards. I know why. They're a pain, and I hate hooking stuff up with them. They get in the way, but they can save your life too. So, are both your combines running the same setup? Yes, they are. They're like identical in almost every way. I'm extremely interested to play your map when it comes out for Farming Simulator or an Xbox One. Good, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys will want to do that. That's sweet. Do you enjoy mechanics? Yes, I do. Though sometimes I'd rather not work on stuff, but I do enjoy mechanics. It is fun. It is fun to repair something and have it going together. But like my pickup needs a new timing belt and a new water pump. It's just got enough miles on it that it needs it done, and I got to pull the radiator to do that, and it just I just said the motivation to go do that's not very good. But when I get in there and I take it apart and I start repairing it, then things get better. And then when I put it back together and it's running, it's great, and you feel very accomplished. So yeah, buds are super safe because of no PTO. Yeah, the worst thing that's going to happen to you on a big bud is you fall off and get ran over, which you shouldn't do. But that's the most dangerous thing on a big bud tractor, is just getting ran over. Yeah, there's not a lot of dangerous parts on them. I don't have any PTO guards because all my equipment is 40 years old. Yeah, I know that happens. We've got some old equipment too. And yeah, it can definitely happen. How many hours do your big buds have? They all have at least probably 10,000 a piece or more. One has a lot more than the others, but our hour meters in them have quit working in some of them, so it's really hard to say. They've had different engines put in, but the frames are, we like to say, over 10,000 hours on each one. So how do you guys run the seeders with no PTO? They don't need a PTO. Air seeders use hydraulics, and only hydraulics. Hydraulics is what runs all the fans, runs all the meters, just hydraulics and electricity. So yeah, when you air seeders, hydraulics is what drives modern farming. PTOs typically is only needed on grain carts, grain buggies, and like grain vacs, stuff like that. So these big four-wheel drive tractors that a lot of these companies are coming out with, the reason they have PTO drives on them is just to run the grain cart, because the grain cart has a big old auger on it. It takes a lot of horsepower to run. So Lenny Miller, welcome. It says hi, Nick. Let's see here. They are all hydraulically driven. Yes. Has to leave when you start the live feed. Yeah, I'm just about to take off here, guys. What state are you in? Sounds like Midwest. I'm in Montana, north central Montana. We're about 30 minutes from the border, Canadian border, and about 100 miles east of the mountains. Well, not quite that far, 80 miles east of the Rocky Mountains. We're next to Glacier Park. If you guys ever been to Great Falls, we're just north of Great Falls by about an hour. So must be an orbit pump on the seeder then. So the tractor has a hydraulic pump on the tractor. Some of them have open center systems, some of them have closed center systems, and the hydraulics from the tractor run, I guess it'd be, I don't know if it's an orbital motor, but yeah, it runs a fan, a hydraulic fan, which then runs the air pressure that runs the cart. And then there's torque motors on every tank that meter the seed. And then there's the hydraulics that run the auger. There's actually hydraulics all over. So yeah. What's your favorite thing to do while harvesting? Do you chopping or chuffing? Do you like chopping or chuffing? Chopping or chuffing? I guess I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. We got two small fields for big buds. Hey, if they can fit, they can work, right? This might be a little overkill. Have you ever been to Yellowstone? Yes, I have. I was there 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think. yeah, I go to Yellowstone about every 3 or 4 years, it seems like. Yellowstone's a fun place. Very unique. If you haven't been to Yellowstone, the smells, the sights, it's not necessarily just beautiful as far as like scenery goes, but it's just very unique. Volcanic activity is just awesome to be around. So they run those here a lot. Michigan Farmer, very nice. John Deere or CH. I'm probably more of a Case guy than John Deere, but I know John Deere makes good stuff too. So, do you still have Versatile? We still do have the Versatile. It's still for sale actually if someone wants it. Yeah, just sitting in the back. So, what music do you listen to in the cab? I listen to all kinds of music, but I typically, I've gone less and less from vocals music. I used to listen to a lot of music with vocals in it. I just don't listen to that much anymore. So now I listen to a lot of like anything from epic cinematic music to techno to even some dubstep to just synth, like orchestra. I don't know. Sometimes I don't listen to any music. But typically, I have a couple Pandora channels. Pandora just surprises me every now and then with some good stuff. I listen to soundtracks too, a lot of soundtracks, like movie soundtracks and stuff. Kind of, you guys know the music I pick for my videos, similar to that kind of stuff. I don't know, I just like it. So chopping, we don't do any chopping on the farm, no. I love the Case tractors. Case tractors are very nice. I like Case tractors. So, okay, guys, it's an hour and 50 minutes. I really should probably end this soon. So, I think I'm going to end this call. Put more subs in the buds. Yeah, they need subwoofers. That'd be great. Actually, that's why I don't have them on me. I have my earplugs usually clipped to my shirt, and I usually run earplugs in all my equipment. We run even the Apache. I'll run earplugs in. The equipment's definitely quiet enough. You don't need earplugs, but I found if you put earplugs in, and then you just turn the music up a little louder, what happens is your ears don't hurt at the end of the day. The earplugs take the impact of the sound waves. But you still get the sound. The only downside to wearing earplugs is you don't hear the machine as well. So if there's like something squealing or some abnormal noise with the machine, you might not pick up on it. But at the end of the day, my hearing is so much better if I wear earplugs. So if it's a noisy machine or even if it's a quiet machine, I've just found the constant drone of any machine can get to your ears, especially if you have music playing in the background. So I like to put little earplugs in just to kind of deaden the sound a little bit. So. Greetings to Netherlands. You need to go to sleep. You are way past your bedtime. Woot Broekers. I probably am pronouncing that wrong. So yeah, you need to go to sleep, man. It's late. Excellent stream. Thanks for sub. Going to bed. Sub, liked. Now I have a hat. Nice. Thank you, Pancho Villa. That's really cool. Appreciate you guys' support. So guys, yeah, a lot of videos coming. Farming Simulator maps coming. The video is going to be pretty cool. I think you guys are going to really like the Big Brute video. It's going to be a sweet time lapse. I'm going to have some cool shots. I got a lot of video to go through, a lot of video. I've been accumulating a lot of video the spring season. I didn't get as much as I would have liked. It always is that way. I'm always in a machine somewhere, and I'm not always there to be able to fly my drone. I did buy a new camera, though, with a lot of you guys' donations, so I appreciate that. Thank you all for the donations. I put it towards a really sweet camera. I'm hoping it pays off. It should give you a perspective of farming you've never had before. So my plan is at the end of the year, I might have a snippet of it in the Big Brute video. We'll see. I haven't decided yet if I want to include that yet. I got a new intro for my videos coming. That's going to be cool too. So I got to do a little more work on that. I got a friend, and he made the intro for me. I'll give him some credit here. He's Vision Pro Studios, I believe, is the name of his company, and he's very good at what he does. And he went ahead and made me a new logo intro, but I got to tweak it a little bit and do a couple things to it. So that's cool too. That's what's going on. Hard to say what's going to happen this summer, but I will be back. Don't worry, guys. We'll have live streams coming, whether it's farming live streams or something different. It could be a farming simulator playthrough live stream, perhaps on Twitch. Good chance of that, guys. So stay tuned for that. Could be happening very soon. Definitely happy Memorial Day to everybody. Go eat some burgers and go visit a cemetery. That's what I should do, or a memorial somewhere, and just read some some names. That's probably would be a great way to remember some people. If you guys haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. That'd be awesome. It helps me out. I never really thought about that. I always used to hate that when I watched YouTube videos. They're like, And subscribe. Remember to subscribe. Click here to subscribe. It's really annoying when people do that. Well, I'm one of those people. Reason being is the more subscribers I get, the more potential views I get, because either my stuff gets alerted when I post stuff, or just having subscribers makes my channel more desirable for sponsorships or other stuff like that too. So plus I would really like to get 100,000 subscribers someday, because if I get 100,000 subscribers someday, YouTube's going to send me a plaque that I can put on my wall as a what do you call it, an award for getting 100,000 subscribers. So wouldn't that be cool? So yeah, I'll get there someday, right guys? At the rate we're going, I think I've been averaging 3,000 to 4,000 subscribers the last few months per month. That's huge. So who knows? I might run out of farmers in the world to subscribe, but I got a lot of guys, a lot of things that are subscribing. We'll see what happens. So I appreciate you all. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I post on Instagram and Facebook a lot. If you guys are on either of those, get on us, because a lot of stuff that doesn't come on this YouTube channel or goes on those. I try to post stuff too in the comment or the community section of the YouTube. You guys go there. I post a lot of pictures and stuff, occasionally polls and things, so check that out too. Again, my name is Nick Welker, and real quick, I see someone's asking me, how long have I been making videos? Oh, since like high school. I think I have one of my very first videos I made on my YouTube channel. Check it out. It's like the Halo video. It's Halo Glitches is what it's called. It's somewhere uploaded on there. Watch that. That's back me when I was nerdy and playing Halo. I made that video back in high school with an old studio called Dazzle. So, anyways, guys, keep an eye out for the map. It's coming out, Mapper's Paradise. They're working hard on it soon. It'll be out, and you guys will be playing it, and you'll be able to enjoy their hard work. They put a lot of time and effort into that map, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. It's pretty cool. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go relax. I'm going to go get in those shorts I was talking about, put a wife beater on or a tank top, something, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go shirtless. Go get the pool fired up and relax. The silver play button, that's what it is, the silver play button. That'd be cool to get. That'd be really cool. I'd like that. So, what's my email? Guys, if you want to send me an email, send it to right there. I try to get to all your guys' emails. Sometimes I get emails from just people that, oh, I sent it that twice. I get emails from people that are just saying something really nice. A lot of you guys say some write some really nice things to me. I really appreciate it. I try to read them all. I try to respond to them all. Sometimes I get a lot of emails, so it's hard to keep up on everything. I get a lot of messages, a lot of comments, all kinds of stuff, which is great. It means that you guys are loving what I'm doing. You've got questions and stuff. So if I don't get back to you, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that I just haven't gotten a chance to get back to you yet. So I'm literally on my phone all day, and my eyes hurt. So I got to take a break sometimes. Okay, so anyways, yeah, shoot me an email if you want. If you want stuff, shirts and stuff, not this one, but other shirts, or a hat, not the glasses. Those are some cheap Nemesis glasses that I use. So, okay, all right, guys, take care. Happy Memorial Weekend. God bless. And for those that are still seeding, keep up. You'll get done. Don't